So, I thought I was done with Bloodrage, but apparently not, thanks to you, Eto. This is my video on Bloodknight, the Bloodraging Dark Knight. So let's get started. The fundamentals of Bloodrage will stay the same. You initiate it awkwardly by re-equipping Bloodrage at the beginning of the fight, and you want to keep using it inside of Bloodrush to keep the loop going. Delirium is also similar to Warrior's inner release with a 90-second cooldown, so try to use it at the beginning and at the end of Bloodrush. However, there are a few differences compared to Warrior. Firstly, the main stacking tool for Bloodrage, our dash. While Warriors have it easy with their resource-based dash every 10 seconds, Dark Knight's dash works differently. The cooldown is set at 30 seconds and can't be reduced. We need 3 dashes every 45 seconds to enable clean looping. And even if we delay Bloodrush by the maximum of 54 seconds, we still are 6 seconds short. So what do we do? The solution is to take Impetus as our second action. The dashing part of Impetus counts as a dash attack towards Bloodrage. I know it's not perfect and it means we cannot take any banner or font, but I still believe it's a gain in a longer fight due to the extra usages of all your abilities. And to me personally it's just more fun, because it's more active and you got more buttons to press. Compared to Warrior, Dark Knight also has way more off-global cooldowns, which we need to take a look at. We got 2 90-second cooldowns, Delirium and Salted Earth. Those get reduced to 22.5 seconds. We will use them at the start and at the end of Bloodrush. We got 3 60-second cooldowns, Blood Weapon, Carve and Spit and Abyssal Drain. Those will get reduced to 15 seconds. So we'll also get 2 usages, but they are less strict. And we got 120-second cooldown Living Shadow, which will get reduced to 30 seconds, allowing us only 1 use per Bloodrush, and it also requires 50 blood gauge to use it. Only one thing left, mana. As I mainly play classes like Warrior, Samurai and Ninja, I almost forgot that's a thing. But yes, managing your mana correctly on Dark Knight allows you to use more Edge of Shadow, which are surprisingly strong with a potency of 500. That's almost a Fellcleave. So a big part of Dark Knight's gameplay is to maximize the amount of edges inside of your burst windows. And this is where it gets interesting. I will show you 3 different stages of the Blood Knight. First case, we only use Bloodrage and nothing else. That means all our MP comes from the natural region, Blood Weapon, Siphon Strike, Carve and Spit, and on top of that the juicy Bloodrage region. This will allow us to use a total of 8 Edge of Shadows each loop, of which 7 are empowered by Bloodrush. The better case. You get yourself a partner that you can use as your battery. They need to play physical ranged and you need to be inside of DRN or DRS for that to work. Battery is a term that I use to describe the special interaction between the pure essence of the Fiend Hunter and Cure 2. Using Cure 2 will give mana regen to the target while slowing the user. The buff lasts for 18 seconds and can be refreshed whenever it runs out. It's as if you would attach a mana battery to yourself. This is not stackable. This will allow us to use a total of 14 edges each loop, of which 12 are empowered by Bloodrush. Lastly, the best case. On top of everything, we also use a Clarity banner before going into Bloodrush. To use it, just hold still for 9 seconds after activating it. We would always swap it for Impetus and then swap back after triggering it. This will halve the cost of every Edge of Shadow for the next 2 minutes, in theory doubling our uses. However, we are limited by the amount of weaving slots we have. It is still possible to gain up to 21 edges each loop like this, of which 16 are inside of Bloodrush. Obviously, that means we are double weaving basically all the time during Bloodrush. It is very active gameplay, but this is what this video is all about. Last few comments. You can use ether kits. I just didn't take them into consideration because I believe they are not reliable. You will overcap your mana in most cases anyways. The only potential use I see would be outside of Bloodrush while you're regening mana. Pop it while below 2k mana for an extra edge or 3 extra edges under Clarity. As just mentioned, outside of Bloodrush you should try to let your MP regen so you can start every Bloodrush burst with high mana. If needed, you can swap any edge at any point for a TBN, especially if you consider taking Irregular as your essence, which I can recommend if you feel really comfortable with it. Maybe you saw that I left out some spots in the loop earlier. That's because the GCDs don't align perfectly. But just continue your 1-3 combo and fit in a blood spiller whenever you are above 50 blood gauge. Just make sure to keep enough for Living Shadow. And technically 1 dash would be enough to trigger Blood Rush because you use Impetus instead of Blood Rush, which reduces its cooldown, but I would recommend keeping the 2nd dash for safety. And that's it. Bloodknight in short, use Impetus to proc Blood Rush, use most stuff twice every loop, more mana, more edges, more fun. Feel free to try it out and play around with it. Maybe even try regular with a battery in DR normal. It's really fun, I recommend it. Thanks for listening and see you next time.